Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Cane Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. Now, in self-defense, in the real world, sometimes you're the hammer and sometimes you're the nail. Personally, I'd rather be the hammer smacking the nail. Why am I talking about a hammer and a nail in a cane self-defense video? Glad you asked. We're going to work using the cane as though we were swinging a small hammer on somebody. To me, hammer, it's a great tool. You can fix a lot of things with it, obviously. But if I could carry a self-defense tool that didn't make me look creepy, weird, or like some deranged handyman, it would be a hammer. Because there's a lot you can do with a hammer, trust me. So we're going to use the cane, and I'm going to show you how to use your crook and your horn, just like you can use a hammer, because a hammer is a good tool to have. And guess what? Your cane is a good tool to have also. So first thing I'm going to do is show you how to use a hammer to defend yourself with one of my students. Mr. Mark is going to help me, and then I'm going to take these techniques and I'm going to show you how to apply them with your cane for in close. Now, if you notice the first thing about the hammer, and everybody knows what a hammer looks like, you can smack with this side, and you can also use the claw to pull out, rip, or tear. And being that you have all metal, you can also smash with it if you wanted to. And we can use the wood part almost like a kobaton. Now, if you have this kind of a cane, and this is a Cane Master's palm rest cane, or you have it like an English style gentleman's cane, you're going to notice besides having your crook and coming into the horn, you also have a spot out that you can rest your palm. Well, if you look at your hammer and look at this, it's a little bit similar in ways. You have where you can smack. Well, guess what? We have it here. You have where you can rip and tear, and guess what? We have it here as well. I could smash somebody in the face with this, and guess what? I have it here also. Same thing with pretty much a regular cane. Even though I don't have the palm rest, I can still, like the hammer claw, I can dig with this, and I can still smash with both sides. So real quick, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Just mark right about here. Now, if I had a hammer, besides just trying to hit somebody in the head, he starts to throw a punch at me, I can redirect it and smash into his wrist, and I can either A, hit him right in the face. He does that again. I can do the same thing, smash it in that, and I can use the claw and rip into him. If I had stepped to the inside of him, same thing. As I hit, I can either hammer him with that, or I can use the claw and rip him in the face. He's reaching to grab or punch me, I can step back and I can hammer down on his knuckles or his wrist and then follow it up with another hit. Now, if he happens to, let's go on this side for a minute. He happens to throw another straight punch, I can bring my hammer up, catching him into the chin. He does that same technique again. I can hammer, catching him in the groin. If I want to be nasty, he does that again with the claw, catch him in the groin, and rip. So there's a lot I could do with that. Over here, sir. He happens to grab my wrist from here. Now, I can use the wood stick like a kobaton to break loose and then either hit him with the claw or with the hammer part. He grabs me again. Or I can bring it up using the claw, and I'm going to be gentle here, tear into his flesh with it, and then striking him in the face. Now, we also had where if he was swinging straight at me, I can go back and I can either smash him into the face or into the throat with a straight shot. So, and that's just with a traditional hammer. So we're going to take those little techniques with this small tool, and we're going to do it with this tool. Remember, it's a tool. I never want to say it's a self-defense weapon because they're going to look at me wrong. It is a tool. So he does the same thing, he steps in and punches. I smack that wrist, and I can hit him in the face. Does it again, smack that wrist, or I can claw him into the face. Does that again, I can step to the inside, smacking that wrist before that other hand does something. I can either dig that into his face with the sharp point, claw on it, or I can hammer down into his face. He reaches for me or takes a strike, I step back and I can hammer down on that wrist or knuckles with the palm rest. If I don't have a palm rest and he does that, I can step back and hammer down with the crook. He grabs a hold of me, well, using my horn, I just simply turn. Go ahead and hold on strong, sir. He's got a good grip. I just basically, if I can't flip it like this, I step. That automatically turned. Then I just simply drop my weight down, bringing that there, and I pull down, and then I can smash him in the head. So I just use this techniques the same as I did that small hammer. And I just use this like a small hammer, an effective, great tool. On this side, sir, he takes another swing at me. I come up and catch him right into the chin. Again, sir, simply catching him right into the chin. Whether I have the palm rest or I catch him with the whole crook itself. A little bit over here. He does that again. Simply redirect, and I can hammer down into his groin. He does that again. I can reshift it and do like we've done before, catching him either in the throat or into the face. Thank you, sir. So, I can do the same whether I have a gentleman style, English style cane or a cane master's palm rest, or whether I have a traditional rounded cane. I can do the techniques very similar to what I would if I had a hammer, because I'm able to use that claw of the hammer, the part of the hammer to smack hard with, or the top of the hammer. I can do the same thing with my cane. So something to think about. Work some of those techniques. Like I always said, work them, make them yours. And hopefully the analogy of this tool, using that helps you understand how to use this a little bit more. Gary Hernandez, thank you, and I will see you guys very soon.